Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here from QBsQuest.com. Here's how you spell it right down there. Today I have a great card for you. This was actually my thank you card for orders placed last month, and it is using the Seascape Bundle. I just love the seahorse, and I think that's why I bought the bundle. And right now, the Seascape Bundle, it is retiring really soon, but it is available until the end of March 2022. It is available for 20% off, so I wanted to make sure that you knew about that and that you could see how to make this fabulous card. All right, I am going to jump right in today because I am not live. This is a recording, but I hope you will join me. And if you have any comments or questions, please post them below. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to me on YouTube. All right, I still have some thank you cards left over. Aren't they so sweet? Oh, I can't wait to show you how I made this two-tone, actually it's kind of three-tone seahorse. It's just so cute. All right, let's talk about the products I use. This is the Seascape Bundle, and it's normally 10% off, but right now you can get it for 20% off until March 2022. So in the US, that would be $41.50. So that's an awesome deal. I'm also using, for this label right here, I'm using the Hippo and Friends dies. This is also retiring, and right now it is available on sale for $28.20, so there's a little savings on that. And then I'm also using the Layering Diorama Dies. I'm so happy that these are carrying over, but it won't be as much fun without the Seascape Bundle, so make sure you pick that up before it goes away. And this creates these interesting shapes that you can pop up on dimensionals. So I'm going to show you how I put that all together. This die right now is currently unavailable, but in about a week it should be back in the Stampin' Up store, and it is carrying over into the new catalog in May 2022, so you will be able to pick it up later. But what you won't be able to get is the pricing on the Seascape Bundle right now for 20% off. And this die set, these are all Seascape and the Hippo and Friends dies are only available while supplies last, so pick them up as soon as you can. All right, let me pop these things aside for a moment and we will get going on our card for the day. So let's pop these aside too. We're going to need a card base. And so I have a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock, and this measures 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And I've scored it in half at the 5.5 inch mark. And now I'm just going to go ahead and fold it. And I'll use my bone folder right here to smooth down that fold. Okay, so now that lays flat. So while we have this flat right here, let's do some stamping right on top of here. This is our Bermuda Bay ink pad. Let me open this up. And look at this beautiful fan plant. I'm not sure what it's called, but it just creates this beautiful backdrop for our little scene. And so I'm going to, and this is on an E-block, lay this down flat and use my ink pad to just pick it up, and I'm just gonna ink this all up. Look at, isn't that nice? So I've got my plant centered on the E-block, and then I've kind of worked it out so that this corner matches this corner, and then if I just work it out, and it will come down right here, I'm gonna stamp it right there, like that. Isn't it pretty? It looks pretty just like that. Almost looks a little bit like a tree. Okay, let's set that aside. And now we have to do a little bit of die cutting. So the mini Cut Emboss machine is also available for 20% off up until the end of March 2022. For this card though, because I'm running through a fairly wide piece to create this window, I can't use my mini cut and emboss machine. But if you didn't want to create the window, if you just wanted to cut out the seaweed and the seahorse and this label, you could do that on the mini cut and emboss. So this is definitely, if you want to get a mini cut and emboss, get it now before the price goes up in the May catalog. And also right now this is available for 20% off, so it's $48 versus $60 in the new catalog. It is going up in May 2022. So I've been really enjoying using it this month, but we're gonna have to use the bigger machine to run through that window. So let me bring that in. This is the regular size machine. So to run through the pieces that we need, we're going to need our number 1 base plate, our number 2 thin die adapter, a cutting plate, and then I'm going to take a piece of cardstock. This is Bermuda Bay 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'll place this on here. And I'm going to grab my Layering Diorama Dies. Actually, I'm going to place it like this so I can really see how to place it. So I'm going to, this little piece that dips down here, I'm going to show you. This is the 4th largest one, just so you know. And this little one that dips down here like this, I'm going to put that to the bottom. And what I want to do is I kind of just want to center this top to bottom and side to side. Make sure there's about the same amount of space. You know, you're going to be kind of just eyeballing it a little bit. It's kind of, it's not a symmetrical shape. So you just, as long as you kind of get it in the center, you're going to be good. And we're just going to run this through and cut that window out. And there it is. And then the next thing we want to do is we need to cut a seahorse and this plant right here. So let's do the plant first. I've got a piece of Mango Melody here. And with these dies that's got intricate cutting, you can just give it a little rub with wax paper, and that kind of just helps it release when it comes through. I'm just going to run this through. Sometimes with these intricate dies, I go through, and when I feel it's gone all the way through, I go back. It just helps etch everything a little deeper. Oops. There is the release. And here is my plant. Look at how pretty that is. It's got little cut marks in it, so it gives it a little bit of detail. Alright, and then we're going to cut the seahorse. Just a piece of basic white. And I'll run this through. And by the way, all the supplies I'm talking about right now are in the description of this video, and they will also be on my blog. So I'm going through twice with this, and the reason you want to for sure do it with this one is there's a lot of intricate pieces that need to come out of here. And I pre-rub this with the wax paper as well. That really helps with the release of everything. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of pull this out. Now you'll notice with the seahorse, it is designed so that you can actually leave it in its negative form and just kind of pop it up. But I am actually going to cut it out after I color it. So, but look how nicely all of those little pieces released. So definitely rub with wax paper ahead of time. Then what I do, see all these little pieces on here? Sometimes they like to stick a little bit. And I just have like an old credit card or old hotel key that I forgot to return, and you're just gonna like scrape that off right into your garbage. I just take it over and just scrape it right off. It makes it really easy for the next one. You can also rub your cutting plate with a little wax paper. That does help with the release a little bit as well. Okay, I think we have done all of our die cutting and we can put this away. All right, clean off our work surface. Okay, so these are the pieces that we've made so far. And now we're going to do some blending right on our seahorse. Just get yourself a little piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to grab my blending brushes over here. And I'm going to use two different colors. I'm going to use a fresh freesia and polished pink. When I'm doing blending, I always like to use the lighter color first. So I'm going to start off with fresh freesia. And I've got my purple, my one that I've designated for purple. This is a blending brush. So I'm just going to tap this on here, tap it off just a bit so it's not quite as intense. And I'm just going to start working this on here. And I am going to go down to the tail, but I'm also going to leave a little bit of white space. And the other thing is it's so much easier to blend the sky when it's in this negative shape and I haven't cut it out yet. It's so much easier to do it now than if I were to cut it out and then have to do it after the fact. So just kind of get some color on there. Go as deep as you want. But the nice thing about this is it's going to kind of create like a two-tone sort of seahorse. And you can see I've left a little bit of white on the bottom, which makes it look nice too. Okay, put this away, and I'm going to come in with my polished pink. Next. And these are in colors. These in colors will be around for another year, so I love that. That's quite intense, so I'm just stamping off just a little bit. Oh, and I notice right here there's a little piece that didn't come out. Okay, it's out now before I forget and adhere it to the card. So I'm just going to give this a nice little rub, and I'm going to kind of bring it down a little bit into my my freesia. So it's kind of changing colors right at the point where it meets. Okay, so you can already see how it's coming out. Let's put those blending brushes away. And next we're going to take this and cut it away from, look at that. You can also probably do a project just with doing the negative if you keep it stuck down. So many things you can do with this die. So you're going to come up along here, and it's just attached very minimally. So just kind of follow along and just release it. Now there's two more over here, and it's on either side of this fanned fin. So I'm just going to kind of bend this back and bend this back like that. And then we're just going to kind of snip it away and snip it away. So there we go. It's such a beautiful little seahorse. Okay, so let's see what else. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to die cut this label while we were die cutting. I put my thing away prematurely. Let me go do that real quick. Oh, you know what we can do? We can bring out our little mini cut and emboss. That sounds like a good plan. Gives me an opportunity to showcase it. So the mini cut and emboss, at first I did not like it because I was using the sandwich recommended by Stampin' Up, but the plate for my machine was a little bit too thick, and it caused it not to go through the machine very well. So instead of using number 1 plate as my base plate, I now use number 3 as my base plate along with the number 2 cutting plates, and it makes me so much happier. If you have a mini cut and emboss machine and you've had problems with it, try that sandwich. It works brilliantly for me. So we're going to open up our mini cut and emboss. Number 3 goes down, cutting plate basic white cardstock, the little label, and this is the smallest label of its kind from this shape. And then we're going to put the second cutting plate on there. I'll stand. It's easier to stand when doing this because then you can put your hand on the handle and it will keep your machine from moving about. And look how easily that went through. I just love this. And there's my little label. So mini Cut Emboss is just a joy to have on my desk now for just cutting those little tiny, like the smaller images. The width of it, let me just measure the width of the pads right here. It is just a little bit shorter than 3.5, so I would say dies of up to 3¼ inches would work really well going through here. So it's just nice to have it on your desk, or you can set it aside. It's just light and tiny, makes me happy. And I'm so glad someone taught me that little secret with the switching up the cutting plates, and it has made all the difference. Okay, so let's grab all the pieces of what we need to put together. So we've got this piece right here, and I want to stamp some bubbles on it. I tried initially to stamp the bubbles in Bermuda Bay, and they did show up, but they faded after a while, so they were really, really light. So if you want a light look, go ahead and use Bermuda Bay. But if you use like another blue-green color, I'm going to use Soft Succulent here, or maybe a slightly darker green or blue. It's going to show up a little bit better and stay a little darker. So I'm just going to stamp, these are the bubbles, just going to stamp them right up at the top here, and I'm going to put one down here right at the bottom just to add a little bit of character to our stamped project. Bring in Polished Pink again, and on here we're just going to stamp Thank You, kind of center it. There we go. So cute. And the thank you comes with the set. The bubbles come with the stamp set, so you don't need another stamp set. Okay. I think I've got everything that I need. So we're going to adhere this piece down here first. So I'll take some Tombow, and I am just going to put a little Tombow down here at the bottom and this side. I'm going to leave this side over here free because I'm going to wrap the tail around there. So I'm just going to put a little Tombow on the bottom and a little bit on this side that's going to hang over. You don't want to put it on the entire piece because you want this window, you don't want the plant adhered into the window, so you just want enough on the bottom so you can hit that bottom and just kind of adhere that side of the piece. All right, so now we're going to come in, we're going to hook our little seahorse around here, and so we're going to kind of hit the fins right up at top of here and the outer fins right there to kind of to get it to wrap around there like that. So you just want to kind of see where the fin is going to overlap the Bermuda Bay, and we'll just put a little bit there and just a little bit around here, and then this right here, just put a little bit on the tail as well to kind of keep things down. And then we're going to just kind of hook this up and bring this over and then adhere this down. And this one, this little piece can kind of come over top here. And if you want to kind of help this stick down, I'll just put a little bit of Tombow on here and then just stick that down. Hold it for a second. All right, so we've kind of got our base going here. So this is going to adhere to that, and we also want to add this piece on. I haven't yet adhered my card base yet, okay? keep this loose for now. I just want to position this greeting over here. We're going to pop up a dimensional behind this greeting, but I want to adhere the right side to the frame. So I'll just put a little tombow just on the right side. Okay, you can kind of see it's just on that one side. And I want it kind of covering over the plant a little bit. Just get it positioned how you want it. Make sure it's straight. Okay. All right, so here's the trick with this card. I want to show you something. So you see this card, it's got dimension to it. You can kind of see it, you can see kind of into the card. It's got dimension right there. But on the sides, it's closed. Okay, so how to do that? You're just going to flip this over and we're going to grab some dimensionals right here. And we're going to place them around the back, just a few of them. So we're going to put one on the back of here. We're going to put one here. We're going to put one here. And we're going to put one down here for sure. And one here. Okay, so we've got about 5 of them just to kind of support and lift up this piece a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to remove these, the backings. And you can do that, you can do it with a piercing tool. You can kind of pierce in and take them off. So now they're all sticky. And then what you want to do is go around the outside with tombow. Just the outside. About, you know, a quarter, an inch, eighth of an inch in. And then we're going to flip this over. And we're going to align this up with the top. And kind of come through. So just kind of make sure you're aligning it. You don't want to press down those dimensionals yet. And then you're going to press along the outside. And you can see that you've kind of got the seams on the outside sealed, but yet you've got that kind of fun lifting, that kind of diorama feel on the outside. All right, so the last thing that I wanted to do for this card was add some iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. And I'm so happy. These are in the Jan to June mini, and they are carrying over. They are my new favorite embellishment. I've already used up one pack, maybe more. So I'm going to use these. They kind of look like little bubbles in this scene. So I'm going to put one here. I'm going to take one of these guys and put it up here. Create another little bubble, and then to kind of anchor our greeting in, there are 3 different sizes. I'm going to put one on the thank you. So that just kind of anchors the whole thing and brings it together. Isn't that pretty? Just love the seahorse. Don't miss out on getting it. You're going to be sad if you don't get the seahorse. And then you can just make up a bunch of these, and they look so pretty. This would be a nice little gift set, like a thank you card gift set, because it's kind of unique and pretty. Probably people who live close to the ocean are just very attracted to these. I never lived close to the ocean before. Now, of course, I do live closer because I live in the Boston area. But seahorses are just so delicate and pretty, and they come in so many different colors too. So I hope you like those. Let me come back over to you guys. Hello everyone. Well, I'm not live today, but if you have comments or questions, please put them down below in the comments. My host code for this month is right here. Let me do this one more time. Here is my host code for the month. And this month, if you're shopping in March 2022, you're going to get as a gift, if you spend $50, you're going to get a pack of my retired designer series paper that's been packaged up, cut into 6x6 and packaged up into cute little cello bags. And for every 50 you spend, you're going to get one of these little packs. There's going to be a minimum of 20 sheets in every pack. So it's kind of a cool thing to get for every 50 you spend this month. We do have a big retired sale going on right now of things that are retiring. They're up to 50% off. They're while supplies last. If they last all the way to the end of April, you can pick them up until then, but things will sell out before then. I know things have already sold out, so don't wait too long to get your Seascape bundle, especially since at the end of March it's going back to its current price, but right now you can pick it up for 20% off, so definitely do that. And if you spend at least $15 with me, if your order is 15 or 50, you will also get my tutorial. You'll get to pick a tutorial for one of my free with purchase tutorials. And there's over 80 tutorials to choose from. So that's another little perk for ordering with me. You can find all the supplies down below in the description of this video, or you can also click over to my blog where I'll have still photos of the projects today, and I will also have my supply list on there. I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep stamping, and I will see you on another video again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.